Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sara Lubratt. Happy Thursday. I just finished up at the gym. It is like mid-afternoon right now. I need to start a to-do list for my day because I know I have a variety of things that I want to get accomplished, and I know that if I don't have a to-do list, I'm not actually going to do any of them. If I can find a blank page in my mini legal pad. Alrighty, first things first, I need to email an attorney. I need to do some work on a Fiverr order that is due tomorrow. I also need to do some other freelancing work and get an email back to that person by the end of the week, which is tomorrow. But I'm not worried about that. I think that if I switch off doing a couple of these things today, that I'm gonna be just on a great roll and be able to get a lot done. And then I'm also in April right now, and my goal for April was to edit a chapter a day, and I have only done that 2 days. So I would like to edit a book chapter today. So those 4 things are my to-do list for the day. I also am probably gonna go for a walk with some friends later, so I should probably write that down. And with that, I now should probably draft this email to my attorney. All right, here goes nothing. Sending the email. There it goes. Forgot that I also wanted to put up a YouTube video tomorrow, so I need to finish editing that YouTube video. And so now my to-do list is looking more like I thought it was going to. And then I will also say upload and schedule that video. And I think that's probably what I'm gonna do next. That video is now currently in the process of being uploaded, so I'm gonna cross off that I edited the video for tomorrow. I still need to upload and schedule it, but that is 2 things off of my 7-ish items that I wanted to accomplish for the day. It's good, just moving along. These are the 2 uploads that I've done in the last 30 days, or 28 days technically. And that is very much what I'm currently trying to change with vlogging and working on YouTube videos, because I don't want to be somebody who just puts up like 2 YouTube videos a week. I want to post more, so I'm going to post more. I'm going to. I ended up eating my first dinner because it's like 6 something, and then I'll eat again later tonight, probably like 9 or 10, because that's just kind of what works with my schedule. First dinner is technically lunch, but it's at a dinner time, so we're just gonna let it slide for what it is. And then I just finished making the thumbnail and scheduling the video for tomorrow morning that's gonna go live. It's my birthday weekend vlog from like a month ago, but I'm just glad to have it done and uploaded and scheduled. But as I was editing that earlier, I was remembering or being reminded of how much vlogging and making YouTube videos helps me romanticize my life. And I think it's so much fun to be able to look back on like special times like that and working on my book and like etc. and so forth, and like all of my hikes that I do and my trips that I take. It's just so much fun, and I'm so glad that I have this outlet, because even though it's not writing, it is a creative outlet that I really enjoy doing. I'm now gonna get up and get ready to go on a walk with some of my friends, because even though it looks really nice out, it's only like 43 degrees or something, but today is day 21 of 75 hard-ish. So I need to go do my second workout. Just got back from my walk, ended up doing like 2.3 or 2.5 miles. Also stopped by the grocery store because I needed more almond milk, but I just got back and sun is pretty much set, which is not ideal for what I want to do next, which is potentially move my desk. My desk currently dwells kind of in the middle of my living room and my kitchen, and I've wanted to experiment with what it would be like to move my desk over to that corner where then I can see the mountains. I have no idea how this is actually gonna go or if I will like this layout. I really just wanna try it because that is a pretty great view. However, if I'm seated like, I don't know, like here-ish, I wouldn't be able to see them. So maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know yet. I'm not in love with either option. When I was over here, I really could not see the mountains when I was sitting in this chair. When I moved it here, it's fine-ish, but I can kind of see the mountains, which is kind of great, but I do have to lean forward to see the mountains better. But then in order to have a semi-decent view of the mountains, my desk has to be right next to my couch, and there is some overlap here, so then I would have to move my couch, and then theoretically my rug and everything else too over. And then I would also need to then move my TV and my TV stand over to help reflect that, which means that then my bookshelf would need to go somewhere else. And I like it here because it kind of helps like portion off the room. So even if I were to just put this on the other side, I don't think I would like it because then it might block some of my view to the mountain with how this thing like juts out because it's kind of at an angle. And then next to my couch right now, where my desk was and will probably return to, has just like this empty space. So I don't love it. I do like the idea, but I also know that like if my desk was over here by the window, which I'm now going to sit down at, I suppose this isn't the end of the world. The question is whether or not I would use this consistently enough, because I am now very close to people's balconies. So if anyone is on their balcony, then I would be like low-key kind of uncomfortable. And this would then require me to move, like I said, everything in my living room. Decisions. I might leave my desk here tonight and just kind of play around with it and just kind of see how I feel. This will also give me the opportunity to clean under my desk, which I have not vacuumed in a hot minute, and so should probably just jump into that right now. Something I did not think of was that when it starts to get darker outside and I close my blinds, this area of my apartment gets a lot darker because this light is not bright and I never turn it on. But even with my lamps on in the corner, it's dark over there, and I know that my iPhone is compensating for that, but even if we just, yeah, you can tell it's like darker over here than it is over there. So I don't think this is gonna be like a long change or anything, but I kind of want to try it tonight, see how I feel. I'm not in love with it, so it's probably not gonna live like this forever, but I'm gonna try this for a little while, just kind of see how I'm feeling, and then make decisions based on that. I don't love it. I like that it's different, but I don't love it. I do like the idea of having my little lemon plant and my avocado tree next to me, but they need to be next to the window, therefore I can't have them over if my desk is in that way. However, there are also people in the hot tub right now, which is like down that way, and they're very loud, and so being closer to the window then makes that seem louder. I'm just processing out loud at this point. Well, that was meta. I was editing the first part of this video because the people in the hot tub are still being really loud. So as much as I want to work on one of the other things on my list, which is either Fiverr, editing a chapter, or working on the other freelance project that I'm doing, I can't focus on anything other than like watching a podcast as I'm like kind of mindlessly editing something because the people in the hot tub are so loud. It is almost closing time for the hot tub, but I don't think that that's going to be good enough to actually kick people out. So I'm kind of just like coasting until things get quieter so that I can focus a little bit better. Although I just kind of ran out of YouTube video things to be working on right now, which is great. That means I'm caught up with editing for the most part. It is 9:43. I'm not quite hungry enough for dinner, second dinner, technically my dinner, but maybe I should start making food so that then I can eat and then hopefully it'll be quiet so I can launch into some of the things that are going to take a little bit more brain power. That feels like the right decision. I also am currently sitting on one of my cubes and not my office chair, so I'm realizing that my posture's not good and I keep sitting like this instead of, you know, upright and postured, but then again, in my desk chair, I don't sit like that either. It's dark over here. Like, that's just crazy. It's so much better that way.
No one's gonna like steal my ideas, right?
No.
I don't know how much to say.
Also, ideas are cheap. Execution is expensive.
Ideas are cheap. Execution is expensive. I've never heard it phrased like that, but that was incredible. That's all outside. It's now after 11 p.m. I can't focus in my apartment, so I might have to go to more of a public space within my building to try and get some work done, because I don't have security's number to kick these people out of the hot tub. It's a Thursday night. I know that I don't have to wake up and work. Somebody in this area probably has to get up and work. I don't know why these people are staying out so late and so loud. Isn't it obvious that they're, okay. Was literally just packing up my stuff to go somewhere else in my building because it's 11:30 and they just left the hot tub. I feel stressed, honestly, because that noise was so loud. Like, I just need to sit in silence for a few minutes before I start working. I'm sure that if it was bright out, the light coming through this window would be fine, but this direction is not working for me. So now that I've had time to calm down a little bit, I do like the change of pace of my desk being over here. I don't think it's gonna live here, but honestly, it just feels really good to be able to move things around in my space because it helps me remember that not everything is permanent. And as much as I love my apartment right now, things can change, and some of that change can be really good, and that can just be like a fresh change of pace. Can be something new. If, for example, trying to put my desk over here by my window or in this corner, which I thought was going to be a really good idea and then wasn't. I do like the change of pace, the fresh perspective, one might say. I think that editing a chapter of my book is what's going to make me the least anxious right now, so I think that's what I need to lean into and do. I was able to do the first read through and edit round of this chapter that I'm working on, which I believe is chapter 15 now. And then I fell down a podcast rabbit hole, which I just looked up from, and it's 2:42 a.m. So I'm glad that I was able to do the first run through or read through and edit of chapter 15. I will have to do the second round of edits, basically going over, making sure that I didn't delete something and then am now missing a word kind of a thing, and just kind of reading over it, make sure that it reads well. I will have to do that tomorrow because it is late and I need sleep. But I'm also fascinated with this podcast rabbit hole and I want to keep going. Happy Friday, you guys. It's 3:27. Definitely woke up late today. I was up really late diving into that podcast rabbit hole last night, but it was really interesting. However, it just means that I woke up a little bit later today. I did start my morning off in a way that I was very happy with. I made myself some breakfast and then I went through and did that second read through and second round of edits on the chapter that I was working on yesterday. And then I just put my workout clothes on so that I can go get a good first workout done of the day. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my second one yet, but as I was getting ready and listening to music, I'm currently feeling like very solid in my story. I'm very excited about my story. I know that this kind of comes in waves, and sometimes I feel really good and sometimes I don't feel as good, but today is definitely a day where I feel really good and really strong. And I was kind of coming up with some ways that I want to start marketing it when I'm ready to start marketing it, like when I'm starting to look for an agent. I'm getting an idea of how I want to talk about it and how I want to like market on TikTok if it's still around, and Instagram and everything. And writing is what I want to do with my life, and it always feels good to be reminded of that and to really get back into what feels really good in my story, especially after I've taken a long period of time off. I did some editing a couple days ago in the last video that I posted, but before that it had been like a month or two since I had done any writing or editing, and so this has just felt really good to dive back in. And with it being brighter out too, I do like my desk over here, but last night it was kind of tricky to have my desk over there, and I do think at night I would write better if it was over here. I know it's cloudy, but the lighting is so much better in this direction during the day, just not at night. I finished up my workout. It went very well, feel good. And now it's like 4:45. I'm gonna sit down for like half an hour and just like pick away at the freelancing project that I mentioned yesterday that I didn't get to work on yesterday, just to knock out 30 minutes of work on it, and then I will probably make a snack and then either work on writing or a little bit more of that after. But I know that I just need to get started in order to have like a continually productive day for the rest of the day on this project and on my writing. My mocktail for tonight, because I'm going to hang out with some friends who will be drinking, is ginger beer, blueberry syrup, and lime. It's very good. Happy Saturday. I hope that your day is going lovely so far. I started out my morning by working on some Instagram reels and TikToks in bed, which is what I used to do quite frequently, and I really enjoyed that start to my day because it was very slow, kind of helped me wake up a little bit, but I was also being productive and posting things on Instagram. So I spent some time doing that, and then the first thing I did when I got up this morning was sit down at my desk here, still in front of my window, we haven't moved it back yet, and worked on editing for about 35 minutes. And when I say editing, I mean editing a personal book chapter, which is always fun to do. And then I just ordered new pots and pans because mine are falling apart a little bit. So, strong start to my morning so far. It's like 1:35 right now. I did get started a little bit earlier today than I normally do, or have been the past couple of days, or even like the last week, honestly. Yeah, a little over the last week. And so it felt good to like, you know, actually get up this morning and do some things. I'm gonna make a short to-do list for the day. Hopefully, ideally short. I am going to write down order pans and cross that off though, because little wins, everything counts. And yay, I've already ordered pans. That's so exciting. But I want to do my workout, aka my first of 2 workouts, and then I will want to walk or do another workout at some point for 75 hardish that I'm doing. I want to finish editing this chapter that I'm working on editing right now. I cannot speak and write things down at the same time. Apparently that just wrote the wrong thing. I want to finish editing this chapter that I'm working on, which I believe is chapter 16. Yes, chapter 16. I want to start working on the next Fiverr order in my queue. I want to do some work on that freelance writing project that I was talking a little bit about, but I'm not allowed to like share anything yet. And then if I decide that I have time or want to, I can always work on editing a YouTube video to go up on Monday. So I need to do that at some point because Monday is in 2 days from now. Fabulous. Well, that is my little to-do list for today. And so let's go ahead and make some breakfast and then get started on the rest of this list. Totally forgot that I didn't catch you guys up about last night. I went and I hung out with some friends, and then I came back to my apartment and just fell down a YouTube podcast rabbit hole again. And I was learning about the pyramids and the CIA and just a bunch of like random, really interesting topics. There was something about NASA after World War II, and it was just kind of like very interesting rabbit hole that I fell down and then couldn't get myself out of. Even though I did leave hanging out with friends to come back and write, that just did not happen. So that's okay. I ended up having a really lovely evening regardless, with both hanging out with my friends and watching podcasts. But I do want to get some good work done today because I'm really enjoying still having my desk over by my window. I'm loving the natural light in the morning, just like fully in my face. Like this is lovely, and it's like super cloudy outside today too. So the fact that it's still this bright, I think is much more helpful than like sitting and having my desk over back here. All right, so now with that, let's get into the rest of the day. I am now ready to go work out, but I'm gonna send myself some of the freelance project stuff so that I can be brainstorming while on the treadmill, at least while I'm warming up or something. And I think that that will be a fun way to kind of conquer 2 things at the same time. Showing myself around an empty apartment in my building, trying to figure out if I want to move or not. This apartment definitely has less natural light than my current one does, but it has a lot more storage in the kitchen. It has a much larger kitchen, and it has a larger closet and a larger other storage room with the laundry and everything, so it would have more space. But I don't need that much more space. I just need like a little bit more space. I'm not sure if it's actually worth me moving, especially because it's not as bright in this one because it doesn't have as many windows. Things to consider. And then I come back to my apartment. Granted, my lights are on right now. Okay, it's just cloudy out, so maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But there's so much more light in here. Like, look at that. It's colorful, it's already set up, it's lovely. I probably don't actually want to move. I just like the idea of it. I ordered a couple other things I needed and now it's 5:07. I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do next. And I feel like that's primarily just procrastinating the things that I actually need to do. I'm kind of between making myself a snack and doing some editing for the YouTube video that's going up on Monday. Just added my new basil plant, which is apparently tower basil, which I've never seen before, but I just added this as my 5th plant to my plant collection. So this is number 5. I believe this was number 3, which is a lemon plant. I have number 4 down there. It's my avocado tree. And then I have those 2 bad boys. Okay, wow. Talk about romanticizing my life. I was playing like a chill making dinner playlist on Spotify as I was making homemade ramen for the first time. And like my apartment smells incredible. I had my like fun LED lamps on in the corners. I had just repotted my new basil plant. Like life tonight was very fun. And now I'm gonna take a ginger ale, not a ginger beer tonight, but a ginger ale, down to go play some games with my friends. Okay, so I didn't duck out when I thought I was going to duck out, and now it's 1:33 in the morning. I was really hoping to finish editing a chapter tonight, but I would rather spend some time cleaning my kitchen and then setting myself up for success tomorrow and going to bed a little bit earlier. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sara Lubratt. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.